Hey guys, this is a real cool overview, show and tell, step back in history kind of lesson from my local knife store. My buddies at Knives and More were kind enough to let me take this home yesterday. Today's Sunday when I'm recording it, and it's a knife I'd never seen before. And as you can tell by the box, it's a special knife. So this is number 7 out of 500. This is an Osborne 941 941 Ti-0. What you have here is this beautiful satin tie handle that's not different from the 940's handle in overall styling. It's just different in finish and in material. Really nice reversible clip. It's going to be tip up carry. Thumb studs. This says on the blade, limited edition 007 of 500. Osborne design, has the patent pending. S90V is the blade steel on this little guy. It, instead of having the reverse tanto, has a really nice drop point. It has some blue anodization in the contoured area of these titanium scales, and the action is just very smooth. My 940, my 945 have all been smooth action knives, but for some reason, and it's probably because it's a much more refined specimen, this 941 Ti seems even that much smoother. So you do have this two-tone titanium handle, which is kind of a satin and this kind of light blue. You've got black hardware throughout. You do have the reversible clip that has silver hardware. I guess that goes with a silver clip. I think it'd look pretty cool with the black clip, but that's just me. Really nice knife. If we're going to look at some sizes, it is going to be exactly the same size as the 940. So the 940 is Osborne's reverse tanto design in S30V. And this is the 941 Ti. It's also, hold on a second. It's also S30V, not S90V. S30V, but you can see the laser etches, these vertical etches where this was ground. And you can see 07 through 500. Let's give you a couple of quick size comparisons with some other Benchmade knives. One would be the Benchmade Bug Out, rocking some Lex Custom International scales. 941 and the 940 are a little bit longer than the Bug Out. One of my favorites and my only other first edition is this Benchmade Mini Locos. This is a first production run in S30V. This is number 995 out of, I can't tell, out of 1,000, I think. But the 941 is even going to be a little longer than the Mini Locos. So we'll throw it up against the Spyderco, and then we'll put our Sharpie up there just so you guys can get a good idea. But it's smaller than the PM2, but not by a lot. So it's in that same range. So I'm going to call this, for my particular carry, a full-size knife. I really, regardless of the extras and the rareness of this tie, because this is a very rare, hard to find knife, from what I can understand, I love the 941 blade shape. I think it's just beautiful. You've got this nice swedge. You've got this very sharp blade. I'm not going to cut with this because it's not mine. Beautiful titanium handles. This knife has been box kept. And it is available up at Knives and More. I will leave their link in the description to this video. And you can talk to Tate. You can talk to John or the other young fella up there. I forget his name. He works up there part-time, but they're all knife guys. I mean, they're not just guys that have a knife store. They've got a blasting machine there. They've got all kinds of different sharpening systems. They know about a lot of knives, and they are always carrying something very cool. So the 941 Ti, when they touched base with me and said, hey, I got something in that you might want to look at, I was not aware of this knife. I thought I knew what the 941 was because I thought I knew that it was one of the 940s, but with the sharp point, with the drop point, so to speak. And I just think this knife is absolutely gorgeous. The screws match up, the scales match up. I could probably switch scales on this knife if I wanted to. I don't want to, but you know, they look that compatible. I do think it would be cool if it had a black clip, and you could easily add a black clip from Benchmade, but I just think that is a very sexy knife. It's got a little bit higher price tag right now. You can call those guys and talk to them about that, but it is a limited edition, 7 of 500. The 941, I was able to get a little information from it from Arizona Custom Knives. I think when it was new, it sold for like $450. And I don't remember if that was in the 90s or when this was. I'm sure Zach at Zach Stuff could tell me, and I'm sure the guys up there could tell me. I don't see a date on it. I see the patent number. See the butterfly. Nice, solid titanium scales. Very, very pretty knife. Let me get my Sharpie because I promised you I would. So it's going to be about 3 inches longer than a Sharpie. If we break out our Javon's promotional tape measure, we will learn that this little guy comes in at 7 3/4 inches overall. The blade is about 3 1/4. The cutting edge is 3 1/8. This interior handle is 3 1/4. That's from right here to right here. That's 3 1/4. If I extend that all the way back, I'm looking at 4 inches. So if I go from right here to back here, it's 4 inches. This doesn't have a dedicated lanyard hole per se. I usually don't use lanyards, so I'm not going to recommend you tie one off a standoff. I don't think that's necessarily smart because that could impede your blade at opening and closing. Get a couple of quick dimensions of this blade here. 0.116. 0.0195, and it's going to be thin. 0.4585 is going to be the thickness of that handle, not counting the clip. So yeah, guys, this is a cool knife that I was lucky enough to be able to experience and share with you guys because of my buddies at Knives and More Huntsville. I will leave Tate and John's contact information. They're there Monday through Saturday, I think from about 10 o'clock till 6 o'clock. And I asked them, had they been getting a lot of phone calls? And they said they have. They've been selling knives off the phone calls, so they can send you pictures of stuff. They can answer specific questions, send you close-ups of anything you want to look at. They do full tune-ups there on knives. They do a lot more than just buy and sell knives. John, the owner, was out yesterday. He was at 3 estate sales where there was a huge couple of collections of cases. So I'm hoping to be able to go back and do a store tour and spend more time in front of some of their traditionals. Maybe with John standing there talking about them with me, but they've got cool stuff down there, guys. And this is no exception. This is one that wasn't there when I went last week. It's there this week, along with a bunch of others that I would have loved to have taken, but I only like to keep up with one at a time. But this is the Benchmade 941 Ti-0. Fantastic blade. It is available at Knives and More. If you're interested, give these guys a call Monday morning because it probably won't be there long. I hear they're real rare. I've got a message out to my buddy Zach at Zach Stuff. I didn't know if he had one of these. I actually sent him this picture when I was at Knives and More because he always tells me if I see an interesting Benchmade to run it by him. He's kind of my Benchmade encyclopedia. And I was going to let him know that this was available if he didn't have one in 1-in-1, or more importantly, if he did learn a little bit of the history of it. But I found a little bit through Arizona Custom Knives and through the Reddits. But guys, or blade forums, I appreciate all of you taking the time to watch my content. I want to say a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you all so much. I want to say thank you to anyone who comes in and watches the knife and EDC content. It means everything to me. If you're so inclined, if you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification icon, that's awesome. If you hit the thumbs up, that's huge. If you leave a comment, even better. But most importantly, the one thing I would ask that you do is when you're out there, when you're in chat rooms, when you're just in your daily life, keep an eye out for the guy or gal to your left. Keep an eye out for the guy or gal to your right. Go forward with love in your heart. Look out for one another. And always choose debate, not hate. I love you all. Peace.